So this video is going to explain how we fill our water tank. It's a little challenging in the winter, but basically the system is, I have a 225 gallon tank inside of this insulated box, and then on the other side it's piped in with 2-inch PVC into the inside of the cabin behind the wood stove, and I have a little fan in there, a computer fan that blows hot air from behind the stove into the tank, hopefully keeping this water from freezing in the winter. I usually, when I'm filling in the winter, try to pick a day that's closest to freezing as possible, just to avoid any issues with my piping from my well up to here freezing. Because this is, it's about 750 feet from here down to where our well is, and all I have is a 1/2-inch PEX pipe that's just laying on the surface. Nothing's buried or anything, so the chances of that freezing pretty quickly in 5-degree temperatures, I guess, would be pretty high. So I try to wait till a little bit warmer day just to, you know, make that a little lesser chance of happening. So here we go. This is how it's filled. So first you got to remove this top, which is a little frozen. Bit of extra insulation on top just to help prevent freezing. And then on top of the tank there's a frozen cap. That's not good. But this comes off. And then, I don't know if you'll be able to see inside the tank. But there's our water, which actually looks very frozen, but it's really just a pretty thin layer on the top. And this is actually the lowest I've ever let the tank go in the winter. And we've had some really cold days, like -3 days. So all in all, it's not too bad. And our water isn't frozen. It still works fine inside. So with the top opened up now, I take my fill hose, place it inside, now we got to head down about 750 feet to where the pump is. So this is the PEX pipe that goes all the way down to where our well is. And like I said, it's about 750 feet. None of it's buried. I like to keep it up out of the snow as much as possible, so the day I'm going to fill, I'll just walk the pipe and pick it up, you know, get it out of the snow, just so the sun can hit it and prevent any chances of it freezing while I'm filling it, which has happened before, and that is not a good situation to be in, especially when it's in the middle of the night and you're running through the woods with headlamps on trying to find the frozen areas to thaw them out. This is the generator we use to pump the water up to the cabin. It's 220 volt, the well pump, so this generator works fine for powering that. All right, let's go down and see what the actual well side looks like. Here's our well, and here's the tube coming out of the well, which I adapted to our PEX pipe, which runs up to the cabin. Down here I put a shut-off valve, or a drainage valve actually, just because after we're done filling, since this part down here is downhill from the cabin, I just open this valve up and let all the water that's in the line drain out so it doesn't freeze. And then this tube right here goes down in the ground and connects to the well underneath the ground. And inside the well there's a little valve that I open up also, which drains this black tube out fully so that doesn't freeze. So now I'm going to go start the generator and close these two valves so that the water starts pumping up to the cabin. And I'll see you again once I get up there. All right, so I'm back up at the tank, and as you can see, the water's flowing, which is a good thing. Since this is pretty empty now, it should probably take about 40 to 45 minutes to fill up. So I'll let that happen, and I'll be back once it's full. All right, so it's been about 45 minutes. The water's almost full, and I know what you guys are all thinking. Hey, there's something different about them, and you're not wrong, because every time I fill the water, I like to get a shower, because it's the only time I can actually shower as long as I want without worrying about how much water I'm using. So that's always a nice thing to do. So what I'm going to do now is run down, shut the generator off, and open up those valves so the water starts draining out. But when you do that, you want to make sure that this end of the pipe isn't submerged in your water, because it's going to be like a siphon, and it's just going to keep sucking water from the tank as it drains out the bottom. And that's happened to me before, and that's why I know this. So definitely make sure your water pipe is up out of the water when you open up those valves down there. Okay, so now that I'm done filling, I open this valve up, and I'll open up the valve that's down in the well, and that'll let everything start draining out. So the last step is to just use an air compressor and blow out the lines just in case there's some standing water that didn't drain out. Since I've been doing this, I haven't had any problems with the water freezing. I usually blow it out 3 or 4 times just to be safe. That's it. Then you just close up the box, and we're good to go for another couple weeks.